Welcome to Basically Sci-Fi, the short storytelling podcast where we tell stories you can basically call sci-fi. I'm Jared.
I'm Todd.
And I'm Adam.
And today we have a story from me back on the planet with the stuff and the robots. Although the robots don't actually show up in this episode, so, you know.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Hey man, stuff and robots, different from the usual stuff and things. That's pretty cool though. Speaking of stories and editing, have you got an edited story that you want to read for us today?
No, but I have a story to read. Yeah.
Wrote it all at once. Can't remember much about it. Never looked at it again. Here you go.
Yeah, no, I definitely wrote this one at like 3 a.m. too. I noticed that while I was typing it out. I'm like, man, what is this?
Hey, you say the same thing about all your episodes, and so far they're of a pretty consistent quality. So I'm not actually worried.
So you're saying I always write like it's 3 a.m. and I'm fucked up on cold medicine or something? Yeah. That's what I aspire to.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, I've read enough Hunter S. Thompson to know that your state of mind doesn't matter when you're writing. But anyways, the story is called Deadbeat.
Ooh.
Huh.
Glorda and Randall were sat at the council table, talking to Brondo, Blinkus, and Ted about the events of the day prior. Everything from the odd conversation with the elderly man, to getting permission from the robots to travel to the southern continent, and finally their arrival at the council chambers. The last bit being somewhat redundant since everyone present had been involved. Well, if you think you need a vacation, then I think you've earned it, Brondo said. Yeah, why not take some time? Planetary development is essentially on autopilot, and the other counselors are more than happy to do the unveiling circuit, Blinkus added. And if you want some company, I'll go with you, Glorda, Ted said. Well, I appreciate the offer, but I think Randall and I were planning on going alone, Glorda replied. Randall? I thought that guy died on one of them planets, Blinkus said, more than asked. No, he's the guy that crash landed here, but he did die in the crash, so, at least he made it here, sort of. Brondo corrected her. No, that's wrong too. He survived the crash, but died when Anno shot down the visitor's ship. Ted corrected the both of them. What are you all talking about? He's sitting right there, Glorda said, pointing to Randall sitting in the chair next to her. The others stared at her, looking confused, but not nearly as confused as Randall, who stammered out a meek and confused, Hey, sitting where? Brondo was the first to speak after the moment. Right here, right next to me, Glorda said with that sinking feeling of not being in on the joke that everyone had started feeling at this point. It's just us here, Ted stated. Just us four. I don't get it. You alright, Glorda? Maybe you really do need a vacation. Okay, this isn't funny anymore, Randall interrupted. Yeah, agreed, Glorda said. So you will take one then? I don't really think you should be headed south by yourself, though, Ted added.
Oh, God.
She won't be by herself. I will be with her, Randall almost shouted. Yes, I will take one, and we will go south together. No matter what you think, this joke is no longer funny. I expect more from you guys, Glorda said with a tone of finality. I don't know that it was funny at all, dear, but I will pack some things and we can go, Ted said. No, you aren't coming with us, Glorda rebuked. I thought you were done with the joke, Blinkus added, struggling to keep up. No, she's still insisting he's here, and she's been responding to his comments, not ours. Could this be what Frongo was saying yesterday about the disembodied spirits? Ted asked, putting everything together at last.
Were we there for when they said that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Franga told us the other day that it was all a bunch of nonsense. Glorda said. Yeah, but didn't we tell you why we were passed out drunk in that closet? Blinkus started. We aren't just irresponsible people. Frunga stopped by with some home-brewed moonshine. Is there any other kind? Brondo asked. Shut up! Blinkus glared at him.
I think I would say that too. Homebrewed moonshine.
Yeah.
It's necessary.
Yeah. Probably. She came in saying she needed to drink after discovering that the ghosts could be real. Butler bots were complaining about some old guy pestering them, but their extensive security system hadn't picked him up. She went into some detail about the specifics, but by that point, we were all too drunk to understand her. Well, shit. Where is she now? Randall asked, but received only silence in reply. Yeah, I can see her workshop from here, lodged discreetly in the side of the building next door, Glorda said finally in response. Yeah, for some reason, she didn't want to join Ted sleeping, or more accurately, weeping in that closet, Blinkus replied. Well, we'd best go talk to her then. Come on. Glorda led the five across the street, where they took some public hover bikes up to the workshop's front door, which slid open before they could ring the bell. Frunga fell through the doorway, but was fortunately caught by Ted before she could plummet the 50 feet to the street below.
Oh, God. That's how high they're hovering?
Yeah.
Is that how high their doors are?
Well, the workshop is crashed into the side of another building.
Oh, right. I remember she tried to get it flying. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I forgot where I was parked. She said, trying desperately not to vomit on her savior. The whole group managed to ride the hover bikes into the shop, which Frunga quickly dislodged from the small, incomplete marketplace in which she had parked, and then cloaked and landed on top of the council house. Oh, nice. You found out how to make the cloak work without turning the inside invisible, Brondo said, impressed. Yeah, it was always something of a minor flaw that we had in fact figured out before we left Alabif. We cloaked the Ark several times. How did you not notice? Frunga asked, equally impressed, for very different reasons. Oh, no one told me that, so I always just closed my eyes when we were cloaked because I was scared, Brondo answered sheepishly. I knew it. That's why his flying was off when we were cloaked, Randall said.
I was scared to say it. I knew that was the pilot. I was like, that's not a good idea for a pilot.
Wait, weren't you the pilot? How? What? Frunga shouted at him. Brondo merely blushed and looked at the fully visible floor. Never mind all that, Frunga. We need to talk about the spirits on the planet, Glorda interjected. Well, for that, we're all gonna need a few more drinks, Frunga said, walking to a cabinet, grabbing 5 glasses, and passing them around to everyone but Randall. What would everyone like? I have moonshine I made myself with some local berries, or I have some vodka made with some of the local wildlife.
I thought vodka was made out of potatoes.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, God. Squirrel vodka.
This is alien vodka.
Yeah. Blinkus and Ted immediately vomited, recalling what they could have the night before. Once cleaned up, everybody agreed that the moonshine was more appealing than vodka distilled from the lactic acid of the indigenous kangaroo-like creatures. No one cared to ask how she got her hands on enough of it to make a bottle of vodka either. So I take it from the 5 glasses that you can't see or hear Randall either, Glorda said, choking down some of the moonshine. No, but hold on. Frunga pulled out a small device from an end table and flicked it on. It scanned the room and latched onto Randall's figure and then illuminated him. Oh shit, that's cool, Blinkus said. Oh shit, she wasn't making it up, Brondo said. Oh shit, she's not crazy, Ted said. Oh shit, it works. Frunga finished the string of expletive-laced commentary on the situation, even more surprised than the rest. Hello? Can you hear me now? Randall asked, still not sure if they were all in on some cruel joke, and it was just starting to get to him. Yeah, we can. I would like to ask what happened, but I'm guessing you know as little as us. Frunga said by way of breaking the ice. Yeah, no idea. I just remember everything as normal. It hurt falling from the ship I crashed, and then I wandered off with Glorda. Nothing strange happened at all. Well, I do have your body in refrigeration here somewhere. I was waiting for Glorda to ask for a funeral. Probably should have guessed something was up when she didn't, but I could do an autopsy now if you like. Frunga said as sensitively as she could muster. I'm not sure I'm ready to see that. Well, you don't have to watch, idiot. Sorry. I know I shouldn't speak ill of the dead, Frunga said, chuckling to herself. Still drunk from the night before. That's very nice of you. Hey, don't do that, Randall said the last part to Blinkus, who was poking at his arm to see if she could touch him, which to her surprise, she could. Yeah, as long as that projector is on, he is tangible. When it's off, only someone with a close connection to him can see, hear, and touch him. It was all explained in the visitors' logs. There was, long ago, a civilization on this planet that worshipped an even more ancient machine, the purpose of which is unclear. But the effects were much more apparent. Over the millennia, physical forms of the populace began to fade, though I couldn't tell you why without a closer look at the machine itself, Frunga explained. So, will this have the same effect on us if we stay on the planet? Glorda asked. I would need to do a closer inspection to tell you any more, Frunga said, frustrated. But wouldn't getting closer to it be harmful? Blinkus asked. Ted elbowed her and said, She'll need a closer look.
I have questions too.
Okay.
I'm not
Congratulations.
gonna ask. She's gonna kick my ass.
Yeah, probably. It's hard to say. I wouldn't have thought so, but given that Randall had been under its influence for less than 10 minutes and still took the form of the ghosts, it seems likely the situation will be more needlessly complex than I'm currently thinking, Frunga said. Would the autopsy actually help in any way, or can we just skip the part where we cut me open? Randall asked. Well, we could use the information to help understand how this happened, but if you're gonna go all squeamish on me now, it can wait until after we check out the machine, or you aren't looking, whatever. You know. And how do you plan on getting to the southern pole? Blinkus asked, and received another sharp elbow from Ted, who said, We're in a flying goddamn workshop. Oh, yeah. I do have one more question, Ted said. If people close to them can see the dead, then why could no one see the old man yesterday? Well, could be that no one in his life really loved him,
Oh, no.
Frunga suggested.
Yeah.
That settles that then. What are we waiting for? Glorda said, finally pulling herself out of her completely ignored, stunned silence. She'd spent the last however long it had been trying to wrap her head around the idea that not only was her significant other dead again, but had been so for months. She was currently on the stage of grief where she ignored the reality of the situation to focus on a task that will not provide any actual comfort in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough, Frunga said. I need to deliver a small arsenal of weaponry to Blippi down there anyways, so let's get going. Would you mind if I fly? Brondo asked. It had been some time since he had piloted anything, and was hoping to give it a go again. Oh, sure, why not? Frunga said. Because he's hammered? Blinkus responded. Yeah, we all are. What's the matter? Frunga shot back.
Jeez.
Look, if it makes you feel better, I won't drink much more, and by the time we need to land, I'll be fine. It's not like there are roads that need following, Brondo stated. Blinkus agreed, and the group set off for the South Pole. It had been a 5-hour flight, but the sheer volume of moonshine consumed and lack of sleep from the night before had left Frunga and Ted tired, while Randall and Glorda retired to try and cope with the information they had learned. Only Brondo and Blinkus remained awake. Do you think there'll be penguins down there? Brondo asked as they approached the southern continent. There are hardly any birds on this planet, and there's no ice on the pole to support them anyways, so I'd wager no, Blinkus said, weary of mocking his questions at this point. She was the only one still awake and keeping him company, and he couldn't think of any other way to thank her than providing her with stupid questions to ridicule. As they passed over the continent, They spotted what looked like the ruins of an ancient civilization and set the workshop down. The others stirred with the landing and came to the cockpit, where Brondo had fallen asleep on Blinkus's arm. Well, guess we're gonna leave them there. From the looks of it, they left us near the middle of the ruins. If the civilization here was really obsessed with a machine that predated them, the city was probably built out around it, so it shouldn't be hard to find. Frunga said as the 4 conscious members of the crew made their way out of the workshop and into the frosty, moss-covered ruins. There was no polar ice cap, but the swampy mire was mostly frozen, as it was the cold season. Frunga led the way, using another small device of her own design to follow electromagnetic currents in the ground, when the group came to a rather imposing wall in the way. Next time.
Ooh.
No.
Kind of an abrupt end, but, you know.
Kinda. They hit a wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. I guess then, we should be always thinking that everything Jared says is foreshadowing something else. So, if they talk about disembodied spirits, then yeah, we should be thinking about that. And trying to follow that, I'm like, I don't know. I had so many different ways that I thought it was going to go. And then I was completely wrong with all of them because, they just whip out a device that makes him visible and, there he is. And now everyone can talk to him and it's like he's back. So, Randall's back.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's a disembodied
Before I
spirit.
even knew he was dead.
You can't fuck
Yeah.
him.
Exactly.
Well, you can if you love him enough, which, by the way, is a pretty cruel way to find out who your loved ones are.
Oh boy. So why the hell did those robots...
No one else...
Why did the butler bots see
no one
the
else
old
can
man?
see him.
The butler bots are the only ones that can see the old man, which means they must have loved him in his lifetime.
No, it just
Or
means
they
that
can see
robots can
ghosts.
see him.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is actual foreshadowing. The fact that I made it so that one of my characters could be seen by the other characters was just a matter of convenience in the storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the robots were talking to Randall last episode.
Yeah. That also, it helped in not giving away entirely his situation before I was ready to give it away.
Yeah.
But he only ever interacted with the robots.
And Glorda.
Okay.
In Glorda, yeah.
I was thinking, do I have to go back and, find, the Sixth Sense, find out who... did I not notice the whole time that no one talked to him except for Glorda? But, okay, the robots did.
The robots did. The only other time that I really, had the idea fully fleshed out in my head and interacted off of another person was at some point Glorda went and talked to Frunga at her workshop.
Right.
And she left with Randall to go visit. I think the only thing I made mention of was that when she was approaching, it looked like she was talking to herself from
okay.
from Frunga's perspective.
Okay.
But that was kind of lost in the whole loincloth giving himself a name part of the story.
Definitely paying more attention to that.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. I love real ghosts. So it's going to be fun. Ghosts are scientifically real now. And no one can tell me otherwise. Ghosts and Bigfoot.
They were made by machines.
Yeah.
And now hopefully the robots all don't surprisingly attack them.
Well, there's just more and more things to be...
Because the robots like
designed
hunting.
to defend them.
Yeah.
Why would they attack them?
Oh. But also thinking about an entire civilization of disembodied ghosts just waiting at the Capitol.
Well,
that's what I've got written down in my notes.
My first
Something
thought
to
was
think about.
the curse. So I figured, okay, you say there's a machine. I figured there was going to be like a Cthulhu-like thing, like kind of. I thought Randall was going to be a projection, and his job was to lure them to the continent to
Now hang on, Todd.
Raise Cthulhu back.
Because Jared never said machine. The story said machine. So as far as the characters know, it's a machine. And we don't, in fact, know that they don't actually have the exact knowledge. It may, in fact, turn out to not be a machine.
Was the machine that Frunga used, was that found technology, or did she invent that?
Oh, no, she invented that.
Oh, okay. I was wondering about that, because...
Yeah.
The ghosts are a lot less spoopy when you can see them.
Yeah, I suppose they are.
Maybe more spoopy.
And... Yeah. And Randall's got an inner monologue that comes out through the narration, so I don't think he's just a projection of a Cthulhu monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Although if he was, you wouldn't tell us.
No, I mean, he's not.
Yeah. That would be a pretty cool line of thought, though.
I remember when you first brought that up, and I almost just immediately said, no, that's not it. But then I realized, well, they can think about it.
Yeah.
That was a tough episode. The one that I just edited, you guys were guessing every 5 minutes at where the story was going. And I was like, didn't want to tell you where you were wrong and where you were right. So it was just me sitting there in silence while you two guessed at the ending of my story. It's like, oh god. I edited all of it out, so it doesn't come across in the actual episode, but
fair enough.
There was a good chunk of that recording that was just you guys guessing at the end of the story. I don't,
because there's never much to like critique about your stories. Like, the some of the details get lost, I think, because there's much bigger things going on. So sometimes I forget individual things that happened because I'm focused on the overall mysteries that are going on. Yeah. So. I don't have anything to do except speculate about what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. Fair enough. No, that's just how I like to write, is like sprinkle in smaller bits and pieces among the bigger storyline and see if anybody notices.
Yeah.
But
I try not to do that too much because I get disappointed if they don't.
Well, that's the good part about editing episodes quite a while after we record them. It's like I can listen to the episode from a few weeks back and remember things that I might have forgotten that I had planned but slipped my mind or whatever. But
yeah, helps to take your time when you're writing. Let things sit and stew. Also,
Jay, weekly podcast isn't particularly ideal for, but
well, it's good for the listeners because they get to listen to it back to back.
Except our listeners are ghosts. We don't have listeners.
Well, they took away the dislike button, so. Now no one knows how many dislikes we get.
I don't think we had any dislikes over the course of however many years we've been doing this.
Well, that's actually very good. That's actually 100% track record. Yeah. That's wonderful.
That means our friends and family that listen to it are at least being supportive.
Yeah.
Don't have any people hate listening to it.
That was the one thing I thought about the whole episode. I was like, why are the butlers seeing the old man? I need to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, not yet. It will be explained eventually. Likely the next time I write an episode. I still haven't written my next one. I'm behind schedule for me.
Now, usually you have like 3 or 4 ready ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because he had like 12 ready beforehand, and now we've caught up. So, yeah.
Well, no, I kept it at I was 3 ahead for a long time, and then I just haven't been writing recently because I've been
the Christmas season is really busy.
Tired from work and
whatever
other vague reasons I haven't been writing lately. But yeah, we'll definitely get back on it here this coming week. I have a couple more days off. I have to get my COVID booster tomorrow, so I will have plenty of time to sulk and be miserable the next couple of days.
Oh, get that booster.
Nice.
You're lucky.
I mean, you just call the grocery store and schedule one.
The grocery store?
Yeah.
The U.S. is a wild place.
What a fascinating country.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Hey. Well, we're not getting boosters yet because
they don't exist.
We just kind of got them recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're non-extant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Great story. I'm excited
thanks.
to find out what is at the center of this city from an ancient civilization.
Yeah.
It's Garfield the cat.
Yeah, it is.
It might be.
It's definitely not a copywritten character.
All right,
it's Goofy.
Trademark.
Oh, this is Jared's chance to give us Goofy.
Nope.
Shriveled corpse of Goofy.
Made it very clear I'm not going to add a Goofy to my universe.
Okay.
Anyways, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, or don't.
And join the
Discord. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, join the Discord.
For updates
Nothing
on when
matters.
we upload.
I don't know why you're telling people to do that stuff. They won't do it.
Because
they do it because you tell them to.
I mean, we need to tell them to listen then.
Yeah,
listen.
People's minds are supple.
But wait a minute. Saying that at the end might not be very effective if we tell them to listen now.
Yeah. Oh well. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.